Mother. Ahoy, hoy.
It's me.
Oh, are you coming?
No, it's not Sunday. You know I only come on Sundays. I have far too many things to do during the week. I'll be there on Sunday, probably.
Fine.
Good. Do you have some tapes completed? You know you only get paid if you have tapes. So many tapes, so much money. But no money if you don't have any tapes.
I know.
Good.
It's just at the beginning.
Is it? But you've begun all wrong. Perhaps you should have begun differently.
But I began at the beginning, apparently. Here it is. This is the beginning. I took a lot of trouble with it. It gave me a lot of trouble. But it's the beginning, you understand. The end is something else entirely. I'll be dead in the end.
You can do that later.
And my mother?
Your mother? I don't think I know your mother. You never talk about your mother except what you've told me.
I don't know.
Don't know what?
Is she dead?
Did you bury her?
I think so. Maybe.
Anyway, I can't help you. I have far too many things to do. I will probably see you on Sunday.
I took advantage of being at the seaside by laying in a store of sucking stones. They were pebbles, but I call them stones. Yes, on this occasion I was in a considerable store. I had distributed them evenly among my 4 pockets. Then I would suck them, turn and turn about. This raised a problem which I first solved in the following way. I had, say, 16 stones, 4 in each of my 4 pockets, those being the 2 pockets of my trousers and the 2 pockets of my greatcoat. Taking a stone from the right pocket of my greatcoat and putting it in my mouth, I replaced it by a stone from the right pocket of my trousers, which I replaced by a stone from the left pocket of my trousers, which I replaced by a stone from the left pocket of my greatcoat, which I replaced with the stone that was in my mouth once I finished sucking it. Thus, there were still 4 stones in each of my 4 pockets, but not quite the same stones. And when the desire to suck took hold of me again, I drew from the right pocket of my greatcoat, certain of not taking the same stone as the last time, and while I sucked, I rearranged the other stones in the way I had just described. And so on.
Ahoy!
Mother,
Yes?
it's me, it's your son.
You're not my son.
But you...
Did I? You phrased the word mother like a question. You never specifically asked if I was your mother. By phrasing the word mother like a question, you were merely asking if I was a mother, which I am, but not yours, presumably. Or I could have mistakenly thought you were my son at first, and that you were asking if it was indeed your mother answering the phone. Which, of course, I would have been if you were my son. Which you seemingly are not, which makes me not your mother. Have a good day.
But this solution did not satisfy me fully. For it did not escape me that, by some extraordinary hazard, the 4 stones circulating thus might always be the same 4 stones. In which case, far from sucking 16 stones turn and turn about, I was only sucking 4. Always the same, turn and turn about. I shuffled them well in my pockets before I sucked, and again while I sucked, before transferring them, in the hopes of obtaining a more general circulation of the stones from pocket to pocket.
But this was a makeshift that could not content a man like me. So I had to look elsewhere. And the first thing I hit upon was that it might do me better to transfer the stones 4 by 4 instead of 1 by 1. That is to say, during the sucking, take the 3 remaining stones from the right pocket of my greatcoat and replace those by the 4 in the right pocket of my trousers. and these by the 4 in the left pocket of my trousers, and these by the 4 in the left pocket of my greatcoat, and finally these by the 3 in the right pocket of my greatcoat, plus the 1, once I had finished sucking it, which was in my mouth. Yes, it seemed to me at first that by so doing I would arrive at a better result. But on further inspection, I had to change my mind and confess that circulating the stones 4 by 4 came to exactly the same thing as circulating them 1 by 1. But if I was certain of finding each time in the right pocket of my greatcoat 4 stones completely different from their immediate predecessors, possibility nevertheless remained of my chancing on the same stone in each group of 4, and consequently my sucking not the 16 turn and turn about as I wished, but in fact 4 only, always the same, turn and turn about. So I had to look elsewhere other than the mode of circulation. For no matter how I caused the stones to circulate, I was always going to run the same risk. Mother. How I caused the stones to circulate, I was always going to run the same risk. It was obvious that by increasing the number of my pockets, I was bound to increase the chances of me enjoying my stones the way I had planned. That is to say, one after the other until the number was exhausted. Had I 8 pockets, for example, instead of the 4 that I did have, then not even the most diabolical hazard could have prevented me from sucking 8 of my 16 stones turn and turn about. The truth is, I should have needed 16 pockets to be quite easy in my mind. And for the longest time, I thought the only conclusion was this: that short of having 16 pockets, each with its stone, I could never reach the goal I set myself. Short of an extraordinary hazard. And if at a pinch I could double the number of my pockets, were it only by dividing each pocket in 2 with the help of a few safety pins, let us say, to quadruple them, that seemed more than I could manage. And I did not feel inclined to take any trouble for a half measure, for I was beginning to lose all sense of measure. After all that wrestling and wrangling, and to say all or nothing. But if I was tempted for an instant to establish a more equitable proportion between my stones and my pockets by reducing the former to the number of the latter, well, it was only for an instant. For that would be an admission of defeat.
Finally, I seemed to grasp that this word trim could not here mean anything else, anything better than the distribution of the 16 stones in 4 groups of 4, 1 group in each pocket, and that it was my refusal to consider any distribution other than this that had vitiated my calculations until then and rendered the problem literally insoluble.
It was on the basis of this interpretation, whether right or wrong, that I finally reached a solution. An elegant, assuredly, but sound. Sound. Now, I'm willing to believe, indeed I firmly believe, that other solutions to this problem might have been found, indeed might still be found. No less sound, but much more elegant than the one I'm about to describe, if I can. But I believe, too, that if I had been more insistent, more resistant, I could have found them myself. But I was tired. And I contented myself ingloriously with the first solution that was a solution to this problem. And without going over any of the heartbreaking stages through which I passed before I came to it, here it is, in all its hideousness. All that was necessary was for me to put, for example, 6 stones on the right pocket of my greatcoat or supply pocket, 5 stones in the right pocket of my trousers, and 5 stones in the left pocket of my trousers. And that makes the lot. Twice 5, 10, plus 6, 16. And none, because none remained in the left pocket of my greatcoat, which remained empty for the time being. Empty of stones, that is, for the usual contents still remained, as well as any occasional object. But where do you think I hid my vegetable knife, and my silverware, and my horn, and other things I did not name, and perhaps I'll never name? Good. Now I can begin to suck. Watch me closely. I take a stone from the right pocket of my greatcoat. I suck it. I stop sucking it and put it in the left pocket of my greatcoat. I take a second stone from the right pocket of my greatcoat, suck it, and put it in the left pocket of my greatcoat. And so on until the right pocket of my greatcoat is empty, aside from its usual and casual contents. And the 6 stones that I just sucked, one after the other, are all in the left pocket of my greatcoat. Pausing then, and concentrating, so as not to make the balls of it. I transfer to the right pocket of my greatcoat, in which there are no more stones, the 5 stones that are in the right pocket of my trousers, which are replaced by the 5 stones that are in the left pocket of my trousers, which are replaced by the 6 stones that are in the left pocket of my greatcoat. Now at this stage, the left pocket of my greatcoat is again empty of stones, while the right pocket of the greatcoat is again supplied, and in the right way. That is to say, with stones other than the ones I sucked. And these other stones then I begin to suck, one after the other, and to transfer as I go along into the left pocket of my greatcoat, being absolutely certain, as one can be in an affair of this kind, that I am not sucking the same stones as a moment before, but others. And when the right pocket of my greatcoat is again empty of stones, and the 5 stones that I have just sucked are without exception in the left pocket of my greatcoat, I proceed to the redistribution as a moment before, or a similar redistribution. That is to say, I transfer to the right pocket of my greatcoat the 5 stones that are in the right pocket of my trousers, which are replaced by the 6 stones that are in the left pocket of my trousers, which are replaced by the 5 stones that are in the left pocket of my greatcoat. And there I am, ready to begin again. Do I have to go on? Do I have to go on?